Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another Creatrix client lesson of the day. Today we are talking about the benefit of having systems and processes in our business because they bring us so much ease and set us up for success, right? So when you have like a procedure, a system, a process that is something that you can just repeat, it makes it feel like your business is a well-oiled machine because you know what to do, okay? Now, you might be thinking, okay, but I'm a small business owner. Like, I don't have a lot of clients yet. I don't have a lot of, my business isn't taking up a lot of time. Like, so that doesn't seem like something I need to worry about yet. And I would highly encourage you to reconsider, because if you can start strategically thinking like that entrepreneur now before your business pops, it's gonna benefit you so much, okay? Because it's gonna set you up for success. For instance, you don't want to be like, when your business does pop, when you start getting those clients, when things start to take a turn and you don't have as much time as you used to, that's not the moment that you want to be trying to scramble and get all these foundational elements like sorted, right? Because that's going to feel stressful. So start thinking about it now, and that's greatly going to benefit you in the future, but it's also just going to bring ease into your experience right now, okay? So systems and processes, things that are repeatable, that make your business feel like a well-oiled machine, so that you aren't having to decide every day, like, how do I want to go about this? What am I going to say? Like, what am I going to post? You have a content system, for instance, and you follow the system, you follow the procedure, and that's how you get your posts out every day, right? Instead of having to sit down and decide, like, what should I write about today? Like, what's on my mind? You know what I mean? I have a client who recently launched an event, and it was only the second time that she's run a paid event. And so we walked her, or I helped her through kind of a launch process and notifying her people about this thing coming, and talking about what kind of posts to write and how often to write posts, right? We made her kind of a marketing plan around her launch, and it worked really well. She got 10 clients. It was really exciting. And when we were done, she was like, wow, I never would have done it that way, but it felt really good and it was really exciting and it worked for me, right? And she was kind of launching the way she thought she should. And so we got to get her tapped into her pleasure and to play a little bit and to tease her audience a little bit. And so it felt really good for her. And so I was like, okay, let's do it again, right? Like, she has all these other like themed events that she wants to launch, that she wants to, share her magic and medicine through. And I was like, cool, so now we have a whole process. We have a whole launch process. We know exactly how it works. We know when to introduce it to your audience. We know what kind of post to write. We know how to tease them. We know how to get them excited. Like, we just repeat that with each new event, and it just gets easier every time. And so it's not like every time you have a new product or service, you're like, okay, how am I going to launch this one? It's like, no, we have a launch process. We have a launch procedure that feels good for us, that allows us to tap into our pleasure and excitement. So it's aligned to your unique needs and desires and your audience's needs and desires, right? And then you just replicate that for each new product or service. It brings so much ease. There's confidence because you've done it before, and it gets easier. It gets more familiar each time you do it, and it feels good. And then, having these kinds of systems and procedures and processes in your business, then when you do get big and you do scale, it allows you to delegate those things to someone else, to a team member, if you have a team member down the line, right? So start thinking, like, how can I make systems, like operating procedures, and processes in my business now, no matter how small they are, because you can always add to them, you can always grow them, right? But how can I start thinking sort of strategically in that way, so that I'm setting myself up for ease right now and then success in the future, knowing that there is something that I just get to replicate. so that my business feels like a well-oiled machine instead of like every day I'm like, what the fuck do I do today? Shit, what do I do today, right? So with the strategy, the Soul Strategy Intensive, that is one of the things we do is we sit down and we get really specific about your goals, and then we help you come up with a marketing plan, like a marketing action plan. What does posting look like? How often? What am I saying? So that you can build out a system for marketing your product or service, so that you know what you're doing every day. So it isn't like, okay, what am I going to say to my audience now? And you're having to decide, you're having to put all that mental labor into it every day. You have a system that you just follow and replicate every time you're selling a product or service. It's so amazing. It feels so good to just have a strategy to rely on, to have a system or process or procedure to rely on. So if you're not there yet, start thinking about it that way. How can I transform this into a procedure, into a process that is something that I can just replicate in the future, right? And if you need help with that, get on my calendar for the Soul Strategy Intensive, and we can work on that together, okay? Based on your specific goals, based on your magnetic signature offer, whatever it is you are selling right now, and we can build you out a plan to relieve some of that mental labor and that feeling of throwing spaghetti on the wall, and bring some of that ease and that well-oiled machine sort of feeling into your business experience, okay?